mi gente.
¡Huepa, huepa!
Welcome to la batalla del siglo. The battle of the sexes.
Primero, bienvenido a Hablando
I am going to do
Plepla.
it. I'm going to, yeah.
Okay, wait a minute.
Pero
Let's do it
qué
again. 3, 2, 1.
metida. Stepping on the introduction. Ya,
Empezamos.
I'm already winning.
Ya.
Because that's one of the problems, but continue.
Oh, es una cosa.
Hold on, let me get my notes pad.
Oh, look. I got questions too. I got a bunch of questions. Wait, let me start over. Saludo, mi gente. Welcome to La Batalla del Siglo, the battle of the sexes, where in this corner, right here, tenemos las reinas del te lo dije. Y no es lo que dijiste, es cómo lo dijiste. Las mujeres. Y en la esquina aquí, en la derecha, representando a todos los hombres del planeta, the king of yo lo arreglo con duct tape y hice ahora. Víctor Ramos.
Y viene solo a defender.
Ay.
Pero con 30 años de conversaciones encima.
So I gotta ask, are you gonna go all in or are you holding back because you know who will be listening and waiting for you tonight at home?
I will hold back nothing. Because I can always whisper.
I'm ready. Let's dive right in.
And I'm ready to duck the chancletazo.
Ay. Bueno, bienvenido familia a Hablando Plepla con las primas y el primo. Víctor Ramos, our invitado today. And yes, it is the battle, la batalla de los sexes, okay? We're going to try to remember to speak mostly in Spanish for our Spanish.
Now we're gonna bring it out however this comes out because this is.
Oh, so now, okay,
right,
all right.
This is a serious topic.
Arréglense ustedes primero. because I will do both.
Sí, porque ella me dijo que habla en español, porque
No,
que en español, ahora quiero en español, ahora que
se puede.
la voy a seguir.
Let me add that point as number 2. No se arreglan ellas mismas y quieren que uno se arregle. No se arreglan ellas mismas. Pero
no, yo me arreglé, yo me peiné, me quité la chiva.
That brings me to my first question. ¿Quién es más organizado? ¿El hombre o la mujer? En lo que sea.
¿Quién habla primero? Dime. Estoy preguntando between myself or you.
I'll let you
You're
go
asking
first.
me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Men first today. Okay, I like that. Sobre la organización. No es que seamos desorganizados. Lo que pasa es que no somos organizados al nivel de ustedes. So we're not as organized as you need us to be, or it doesn't look the way you want it to look. So according to you, it's not organized. Because we are very good at categorizing. We categorize physically. So when we're moving things around to organize, we categorize. And mentally, when we're doing things, we're able to categorize this over this. We're not going to get emotional over everything. We're going to get emotional about this one thing because that's what we're on right now. That's my answer.
That was an easy question. That was just easy. Okay. I'll give you that one. We were starting, so I'll give you that one.
I guess it's a warm-up.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, you're not gonna answer?
I think you might be right.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? No, escuché.
I'll edit this later then.
Okay.
I think you might be right. I'll give you that one point. On to the next one. Let's see.
Let me give you a blanket. Let me just give you the blanket answer to everything that I'm going to say today. Because there's pros and cons. This is why it's why men and women are good together. Together, we're good. Separate, not so much. On both sides. I've always said men are crazy. Men are dumb. Plain and simple, men are dumb. Boys are dumb, men are dumb. Women are crazy.
For the people back there, oh wait a minute, hold on.
Speaking of crazy, right on cue. Women are crazy, right? And I'm putting crazy into a
Or we're
bracket because I don't
driven.
mean crazy as in, as in you need to be locked up. I don't mean that. I mean crazy as in the things that are in your head, the lists, the chores, the worry, the all that stuff that's in your head floating around, the voices, who's gonna say this, who's gonna say that. Those things are constantly in your head, and so I'm always thinking like, how do you have time to enjoy yourself if you're thinking about the next problem or the next thing? And so the answer I get from my better half is always, well, somebody's got to do it, right? And so what I say is, well, leave it alone and see if it gets done.
It will not.
Or just make
Leave it
sure
alone.
that it's done. So like that, don't give us things to think about. Like for instance, like one of the things that I've always I asked my son and my ex roommate, both guys, similar, you know, behavior problems. Are you guys afraid of the garbage? Do you think the garbage is the garbage monster? Like, why would you leave the empty carton of stuff on the counter and the garbage is right there,
I can smell it.
right there?
Yeah.
Like, just you already walked it. If you're gonna put it in the counter, just a little extra, just maybe not even a whole foot away. Garbage
Yeah.
and be done. And
I,
that's it. And
See, I
and
don't
that's something
disagree.
now let's think
Yeah.
about.
I don't disagree, right?
Oh my goodness.
And this is where I go to boys are dumb and men are dumb, right? I don't disagree. I don't disagree that I know that Tuesdays and Fridays here are my garbage days. I know that every Friday and every Tuesday I'm supposed to be going as I leave, right? I either the night before or that morning I'm supposed to bring out that trash can. However, every day there's a garbage bag inside our home that needs to be taken out of the garbage bin and then wrapped up and taken downstairs to be in that larger bin or whatever. I forget that all the time. I totally forget that all the time, right? So the only thing that I can do to try to remedy that is to put things in place so that I constantly remember it. Put a little sign, put a little thing, whatever that is, right? Because I will forget it. I'm in
El
such a
feo,
rush.
la
I'm in such a
basura.
rush to get out, to go conquer the world, right? That I forget those little things that are here. And so, but they're little things to me, they're major details at home, right? So I don't disagree that that's something that we forget or whatever. Now, then this is where I say boys are dumb. But then I go to the other part of it. Give me another word for crazy because I don't want to keep saying crazy.
We are very
Lunatic.
no. We are very passionate. We are very
Passionate.
driven.
Okay,
Driven.
we'll go with passionate.
Yeah.
Don't go to driven because that's a whole positive thing.
Okay.
And no, if I'm saying boys are dumb, then we need to have
wrong
something that's equally as
Passionate.
challenging. So the example that I'll give you is if I put that little sticker right in front of that garbage can, and it's a little yellow sticker so that I remember as I'm leaving. And you come as my partner and you remove that sticker
¿Por qué que tú lo pones ahí?
because there's been 3 weeks of success. 3 weeks of success. I'm not forgetting that garbage is going out. Those 3 weeks of success, on that third week, I see the sticker's not there. So I'm like, if we've had 3 weeks of success, what's the problem? Well, I don't want to see that sticker there. Oh. And then if you ever watch that episode of Raymond, Everybody Loves Raymond, when he at the very end, when he did something similar, I forgot what it was. He was like, wait a minute, do you really want the garbage to go out or do you want an excuse to fight? And so on the episode, Deborah gets really serious and all that. But I'm like, I think the same thing. I'm like, wait, the sticker worked for 3 weeks, but now it's gone. And now we're back to the same problem. Here comes the, you don't get things done. And I'm like, well, I found a solution, but that wasn't the solution you liked.
I thought it was going to be like she saw it like you trying to keep her quiet for the next 3 weeks. Like, yeah, that's just to entertain her. And she's looking at it like, you're putting that there. You're not really going to do it right away. You're just putting it there to keep me quiet. But that's not the
Putting
case.
what there, the sticker?
The sticker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to kind of
No,
entertain her. Like,
because for 3 weeks, that garbage was going out.
Okay.
And it's not just because the other part is the garbage needs to go out who's going to refill that bag? Who's going to refill that bin? Because you forget that too. You're in a rush. You remember the garbage. You pull it out of the thing. You leave. That garbage now stays empty, the bin. So you got to come back, fill that thing up, and go. That's the other part of it, right? So great, you're taking out the garbage. You're not doing the full job. You got to come back and put that in. All right. So then that's another part of it. So then we got to figure out another thing. So that sticker helped me remember both of the things.
It takes 21 times to become a habit. So the rebuttal should be, mi amor, just leave it for just 21 days and then we can remove it. Maybe, 21, it'll become a habit.
So anyway, that's my answer and I'm sticking to it.
Okay. No, but you see, I could, because Mr. Foy, my son, Robert, he's the man that I share my home with now. I don't, like if he doesn't take it in the morning, he'll take it when he comes back from work, and that's fine. We got that cool. But my thing is that why leave the empty container on the counter when the garbage is right there? That's the part that I'm like, porque me quiere volver passionate.
Well done. I see what you did. Well done. Yeah. No. So, and those are things that he will learn as he gets older, and and there's more stabbing and jabbing. He'll learn that.
So let me ask you this, because that happens to me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so? If I ask, let's say, my husband, "Hazme favor, arréglame el closet. Ponme la tabla en el closet. We gotta fix it." Y él me dice, ahorita, right? Después. And like a couple weeks go by, right? Todavía. No,
that's not the Mexican ahorita.
No, it's not. But
it's the Dominican ahorita.
It's ahorita, right? And you're like, okay, ahorita. Okay.
4 or 5 months.
Yeah. And then once those 4 or 5 months pass, I go, let's say to his brother, hágame favor, hágame esto. Why is that a problem?
Oh.
All right, let me paint it like this. Let me figure out how I'm going to say this so it's still nice.
That reminds me of
Is there something that he would need from you as his wife that if you don't do, he can then go to another woman and say, hey, my wife doesn't do this or hasn't done this. Can you do it for me?
He can go to his sister. I mean, I went to his
brother. You're not going to your sister. You're going to his brother.
Yeah, he can go to his.
You're going to his brother. So can he go to your sister? Can he go to your sister?
No, but that's no. But
why? No,
why
why?
You bring up like that? Like that doesn't. That's not what I have my papers.
That's exactly what this is. And it's not necessarily you're bringing in another man, because in this case that's his brother. It's still another man, right? So, are you doing that because you really need the help, or are you doing that to jab him because that's going to go up his ass?
A little bit of both.
And so then what I say is, if you're okay with that, you have to be okay with him doing the same with your sister.
I don't like this game. I don't like this game.
And let me tell you, that happens to me a lot. So it happened with mommy. It happens with mommy all the time. Mommy me lo hace a mí. And then she picked up on it while she was there with mom one day, and now she uses it all the time. The example is, we used to go visit mom. And this is, before she and I got married, I would be at mom's house. Mom would be like, ay, Chess, se me dañó el lavamano. I need somebody to change it. Now, this is when I'm living next door. Just like your husband and just like your son. Same thing. Okay, mommy, I'll do that. Don't worry, I got it. But you got a million things that you're doing, right? So this doesn't take precedence. It's not the most important thing that you're doing, but it's on my list. My brother Wilson comes on vacation from Florida, right? He's sitting at the table and we're eating. And my mother goes, ay, qué bueno que Wilson being, ya me arregló el lavamano.
In your
right?
face.
And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, but in my mind, I'm like, damn, right? Damn, I forgot, or it wasn't on my list, or man, I was about to do that in whatever time, but here comes my brother and did it. That was the first time, no problem. It happens again, the same exact thing. The ceiling fan has to be one of the light bulbs. It's little things. One of the light bulbs needs to be changed, whatever. Yeah, mom, on my way out to work, I'm like at 7 o'clock in the morning. Ay, el bombillo, Chappy. Okay, mom, when I get back, I'll do that. Leave, forget about it. It's on the list. My brother Wilson comes back from Florida.
Tienen que venir de
I'm
Florida.
sitting there. Yeah. Yo estoy sentado ahí con mi esposa, right? Estamos comiendo. Y mami dice, ay, Wilson, si tú me haces favor, ese bombillo de ese abanico, and Wilson, knowing, right? He knows, because Wilson knows what happens. Before she finishes talking, he stands up, he bolts up, and I grab his hand, like, sit your ass down. Let's go. He grabs the chair, he goes, ¿por qué me bombillo, mami? He gets on the table, he's putting it in, and he's putting it in, looking down at me like you know, like, and my wife picks up, she sees it, right? So this is like 10 years ago. So now her thing is, hey, my car, this headlight is missing in the car. We live in Florida now. We see Wilson all the time, right? So we're, my car, the headlight, whatever. Okay, I'll take care of that. No worries. Time goes by. She keeps bringing it up. And then in one of those, she'll be like, do I need to call your brother to fix it? And I'll be like, point taken. I got it. I'm doing it tomorrow. Because she knows what happens with my mom. You know what I mean? But she doesn't do it like I'm going to do it. Or the other thing she does is like when I'm having issues with my things, my car radio isn't working. So my brother Wilson is super good with technology. He's always been to the point of almost electrocuting us when we were little, right?
Oh shit!
Both of us almost died. So anyway, she'll say, Vic, just call your brother. Go to your brother's house. He'll help you do it. He's out. He's already offered. Like, go. And I'm like, no. I want to do it myself. You know, that whole thing. I want to do it myself. But she's right. Like, I can totally call my brother and he'll be like, come on by and we'll take care of it. But it's always that thing in the back of my mind. Like, are you going to ask somebody else to do this?
Aye.
You know? so that's the answer. Because if you're okay with that, then you have to be okay with the opposite.
Have you ever said that to her? Like, that
Tú estás loca.
Oh, you.
Que yo lo decía a ella. She don't got no sisters. So who you gonna? Se revuelca esa mujer. Tell me exactly who you're gonna call with the knife in the hand. Who it is you think you're gonna call? She got cousins, but that's about it.
That was a good point. Damn, I thought it was gonna be like what am I? But like, go ahead, answer.
That was a good one. And that was like, se jodieron. I told you better call some people.
No, tampoco así. Espérate, no. Griselda, come on. Pick up.
¿Qué?
You keep nodding to everything.
Griselda's writing stuff down. Griselda is writing stuff down.
She's here. She's like this.
Yo estoy aprendiendo.
This is therapy. This is therapy.
While I'm going, no. You're like, c'est verdad. No,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had my share of what would have been. I had a friend of mine that we made it as an experiment because we're both the same age. And he's single, I'm single, zero attraction to him. And I guess vice versa, I don't care. But he almost turned me off from ever getting married because of his behavior. And then I told him, I was like, look, do you want a partner or you want a mother? Because you can't, he used to get upset. Like he had his half side of the closet and I had mine all nice and neat and organized and all his clothes were thrown on the floor. It was in my way, so I kick it to the side.
That's a no.
That's why he said, "Oh, that's a no. Why didn't you pick it up?" I'm like, "Why didn't you pick it up?"
No, I'm saying that's a no for him to have a messy closet when he's sharing it with you. Yeah,
thank you. No. That's a huge no. So he used to get upset that I used to kick his clothes to the side, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "It's in my way. Do you want me to step on it?"
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna pick it up. So then. His argument was like, if my wife, I'm supplying, if I'm supporting, if I'm paying for everything, she needs to be one of those, I don't know.
Stay-at-home moms?
Yeah, stay-at-home wife and mom. So my argument was this. Okay, if you're working, right? Let's say that you did your job the best of your ability and you have everything ready. And here comes your boss and he undoes your report. He messes everything up. How are you going to feel? How are you going to feel? And he's like, well, I was like, yeah. So even though she may not be paying the bills or whatever, but her job, maintaining the house clean and organized and enjoying the fruits of her labor. And here you come, destroying things like Godzilla,
Yeah.
So but yeah, he's like, oh, that this is a woke thing, that nowadays women don't take, honors or pleasure in being a housewife or cleaning and whatever.
Yeah,
I
but
was like,
you're
that has nothing to do with that.
yeah, because you're not a maid either. That doesn't. You're not.
Exactly. I'm
You
not a
want a maid?
slave.
You pay for a maid.
Exactly. You want
I
a maid.
I disagree with him in that sense.
Yeah.
And
That is not
and mind
masculine.
you, yeah, mind
Oh,
you, I think the way I think now because I've had my share of fuacatazo and arguments and me not understanding why is this a problem and then realizing, yeah, that is a problem.
that is a
Let me make
problem.
this adjustment because the adjustment you gotta, if you're sharing your whatever, your house, your life, your time with people, with someone, then you definitely have to figure out a way to meet that person somewhere in the middle,
Exactly.
but also trying to maintain your own boundaries and all that
Sanity
and
and all
your own
that.
identity. Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that I had to make the adjustment on is, all right, this is an issue. Let me clean up after myself. Let me not, and I see it in my daughter.
Burden,
In my daughter, I see it because my daughter will get home from school, and as I get home, I'll see shoes, shorts, backpack, like a trail, and I'm like, I used to do this with not even consciously. I would just be taking things off, and it's not like you're taking it off and you're throwing it. It's just in the moment as you're getting home, you drop your bag, you take your shoes off, you're walking. As you walk further into the home, you're taking things off because it's hot, whatever that is. You forget that it's there because someone usually picks it up, so you never remember.
It disappears when you turn
Or
around. It's done.
it's a little else,
It's a minute.
or you get screamed at to come back and do it, which then gets you upset, and now you've got a house that's in turmoil because you're both screaming at each other. And so I was like, if I make this one adjustment when I get home and I remember this needs to be here. And so for me, again, everything to me is like, all right, make the adjustment, put something in place that'll stop you from doing that thing. And so for me, it's like when I get in, there's a garage, right? There's a garage door. So the first thing I say is as soon as I walk through that door, I'm going to the garage. I don't go upstairs. So when I go to the garage, my shoe rack is there. So I take off my shoes, put it there. It just reminds me my shoe rack is there. There's my shoes. Make my way up. There's a specific spot for my bag, my work bag. I put it there. So I'm still taking stuff off, but I'm doing it in a way that doesn't create a problem with her. And it doesn't piss me off because she screamed at me for doing something that I'm so tired, man. I just got home. Why the hell am I? Yeah. So you got to put things in place.
La excusa de mi esposo es, pues yo me lo voy a poner mañana.
No baje la voz. Él está yendo.
No.
No baje la voz. Habla con el pecho.
afraid of him,
Habla
like
con el
grown
pecho. No
woman.
tenga miedo. Dile.
No, but la excusa de él es, if I tell him, yo, llévame eso para allí, like, why is it in the way? La excusa, yo me lo voy a poner mañana. Like, I'm gonna put,
Pues
and that's a
entonces
lie.
póntelo mañana ya.
Yeah, I know, that's a lie. Like, I'll be like, mira asqueroso, but you're not gonna wear that again tomorrow. Like, vaya.
Let me
Wow.
jump in here for a second.
You're
Yo, asqueroso.
I don't say it like that.
No,
I say it more
that's what you said.
passionately.
But that's what you said. Yo, asqueroso. And even if you don't say it, that's what you're thinking. That's coming out. That's coming out of your pores. Mira, asqueroso. Lleva eso para allá.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
So
saying
what
it
he,
like that.
so what he hears is, mira, asqueroso.
Asqueroso.
Usted es un asqueroso. And then if there was ever a time in his life that somebody called him an asqueroso,
He's traumatized now?
You bring him right back to that. I'm not making excuses for him.
Pobrecito.
Not at all. I'm not making excuses for him.
Pobrecito.
Because,
Like a 6-year asqueroso.
mira, asqueroso. I'm not making any excuses for him. Says, I know how you speak though. It says, tú vas a esta mañana. And then you give him-
Asqueroso.
and then you give him that, tú vas a esta mañana. Pues ponlo en tu mañana pile. No me lo pongas aquí.
I'm gonna say that.
Yo, and
Mañana
and I
pile.
can only imagine because your husband, the work that he does, I know
Yes.
that the clothes are like, ooh,
It's
curtida.
yes.
Curtida.
No, it is because it's
No,
grass and
I
all
know
that.
it because I've seen him when he comes home. You know what I mean? He works hard,
Yeah.
and it's working outdoors all day long. So I know he's he's coming home with
No,
all kinds of stuff on the pants, on the shirt. But it's like you leave it out.
listen,
Mira,
Mira asqueroso.
it's the
Hediondo.
audacity that he has that he tells
Yeah.
his bro, mira, sacúdete afuera. And then he
Sí,
walks in.
Oh,
And you're like,
sí.
sí,
Oh,
entonces.
sí.
And you're just sitting
I
there.
would have been like, y síguele tú a él también, ve allá afuera, también junto con
Aquí
él,
le puse yo
enséñale
un
cómo es.
hamper a los dos para su mañana pile.
Sí.
En la puerta.
I'm gonna label it
Ustedes pasen por esa
mañana pie.
puerta, todo ahí. Se lo van a bañar mañana,
Todo
asqueroso.
eso lo doy
Se lo
ahí.
ponen ahí.
I'm gonna write that down like that. Mañana pile.
El mañana pile.
And it happens to go anywhere but there. So like I'll have it open for him, and he'll just like it'll magically drop on the side. Es que no, mira, no entra, no entra. Ay.
like a
Oh, como la
basketball
basura,
rejection.
el container vacío,
eso
y la basura ahí. Ay, Dios
Yeah, those are
mío,
the things
¿qué?
that would drive me crazy. Like when you open the refrigerator and there's a gallon of milk there's only a little tiny bit left, and you're like, pero mejor bótenlo. No, que todavía hay leche. Pues tómatelo y bótalo porque
Yeah.
it's just taking up space.
Yep.
Passionate.
Asqueroso.
So we gotta say over and over. We're just passionate. We're just being passionate.
We're just passionate, man.
Again, you want things done on your time. Mira, I'll give you an example. Yo estaba acostado before I came here.
That's your problem right there. Ya tú estabas acostado. We don't like to see that.
I took them out to run errands and do a bunch of stuff. We had to get the car looked at, all this stuff. And I said, listen, I have to be on at 5. I'm going to need to come home and take a nap. Yo estoy viejito. I'm an AARP member now. Yo no estoy para eso. I need my middle of the day nap. So I went and I took my nap. I get up. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get on the podcast and get ready. So as I'm leaving to come down to start the podcast, I get a chore. And I look at her and I go, this is the moment that you want to tell me about this chore, and I'm about to go do this podcast. And I just want to be able to do this and that. And so I look at her like, this is going to be one of those moments where I can't do what you need me to do on your timeline because I have something else that I'm doing, but I have to remember as soon as it's right there. As soon as I get out of here, I know I have to do that, because if not, you want me to call Wilson?
I love that you give it therapy though, because like you sit there like como un gringuito, like, do you really want me to do this now, or can this wait till after? Because let's talk about this, babe. Whereas with me and my husband is more like, no, pero yo necesito, no, and that's it.
Que también you have to know your audience. Tú sabes que el esposo tuyo, he's from that generation, like Vicenta's talking about. I do this and that, then she needs to do this and that. And it's not that I'm not from that generation, it's that I know that shit ain't flying in my house.
I'm going to have to ask you, like, how did that not fly anymore? How does that not fly?
How do we train them
How
to be
when they're already-
aware? Like,
Wait,
to
that's
be
no question.
aware.
Are you guys
You
trainable even after like years of being together?
Absolutely. Because I always feel like if you change partners,
Oh, okay, that's the key.
now I didn't say go change partners. Aquerosa.
Bueno,
If you were to change partners, there's a moment between the time that you are, courting and meeting and understanding and learning, where that partner's boundaries and things that they will not accept, you are picking up on. And I guarantee you, if he meets someone that's not going to accept certain things, he may fight about it, but he's not going to do it. Because the one thing men want more than anything, it's not sex. You think it's sex.
it's competitive.
The one thing men want more than anything is peace at home. Peace at home. So if you're coming home and they're screaming and hollering and hooting and all that stuff, how do you avoid that? Is doing whatever it is, not doing whatever it is that sets that off. So for me, is making sure that I don't leave my shoes around, making sure that, and again, I had to learn that. Ya viejo, con esta tipa. You better edit that tipa part out.
Con esta tipa.
Oh man,
I had to relearn that, like, because my mind is always in the clouds. I'm always thinking, I'm already in a different world all day long, thinking about this and that, and oh my God, that song reminds me of this and that, and scenes and writing, and my brain is gone. So I'm not seeing what I'm doing physically in this world, all the time. So I have to like remind myself. Hey, yeah, this is gonna cause a problem, and all I want is peace at home. When I come home, this is what I'm doing.
Stay grounded. I mean, there is such a thing as pick and choose your battle too. you know?
Yeah, no, that's where the passionate comes in. There's no picking. There's no picking. Everything is a battle. Nope.
Say when
Love is a
You
battle.
may pick to fight that battle another time, but that battle's coming.
Mm.
We pick our battles, men pick our battles, and we let stuff go. Pelea por eso. And in the grand scheme of things, that's not a big deal. Y'all want to fight every battle.
we're passionate.
Passionate. Ella le dice calladita, passionate.
No. Tú no vas a pelear por eso, ¿estás segura? Por eso tú me quieres pelear. Hay gente que se está muriendo ahora mismo en la huelga.
Oh.
Se están muriendo en la huelga. Right. That's exactly what I get. ¿Qué me importa a mí de eso?
Sacúdete afuera. El oso.
Exactly.
So
Peace at home.
that's the
Rocco.
secret peace at home.
Did I answer the question, the trainable question? I think we are. But remember, I said we got to meet halfway. Are you trainable?
No. You said we got to switch partners first of all. That's the
I
number
didn't
one
say
rule.
that.
That's what he said.
That's
And
not
then
what I said.
that's when you can start learning because then you pick up. You like, oh, I can't do this because this is what happened. Last time. Like that's what you said, and I wrote it down here too.
She said, I wrote it down here, and you have it in recording.
My brother said. Totally not what I said.
But I
Are
do
we
believe that
trainable?
when you do, like a person like me, but that had been in long-term relationship, when you do start with a new partner per se, not married, but you do learn from your past mistakes and then become a better person for the future. Like now yeah. So
That's the hope.
that's the hope,
Because I've met people, and I will admit it. I know guys that they go from relationship to relationship to relationship, and they're bringing the same person they were in the last relationship, no matter what the fight was. You hear them fighting about the same exact thing.
Yep.
And they'll say it. She's fighting with me about this, and then I almost don't want to say like, isn't that what the other one was fighting about? So
and the last
at what point do you say, hey, it's not them, it's me?
Mm-hmm.
You would hope that una persona que
narcissist,
cuando uno cambia de relación, que uno de pareja, que lo que uno dejó de eso uno aprendió algo para no cometer los mismitos errores en esta nueva relación. You would think that, but it's not always true.
Not always true. And I always say that you're not the same person coming out of that relationship that you were going into it. So I'm a firm believer that you always need to breathe a little bit, right? And then
battle scar.
Yeah,
from the last one.
What do you mean? What do you mean breathe?
Like
BREED or BREATHE?
¿Qué rayos te quieres decir? Let me write this down. BR.
Respirar or breathe.
Un loco.
No, tú eres la loca.
Typical guy.
Yo soy bruto.
This is what a man would hear.
We need to breathe a little bit, okay?
Did you say breathe?
I clearly said breathe.
I'll be right up.
Respirar.
You mean breathe time between the two relationships?
Yes. Well,
yeah,
for the most part, some people do need that. Like,
yeah,
100%. You're not the same person coming out.
Yeah, and you don't know. That was the other thing is that you sometimes it's supposed to be good. You're coming out of this relationship, things didn't work out. There were things that the person did that maybe you didn't like. There were things that you did that you should be adjusting. I'm not saying change who you are, change your identity, obviously, but you should be adjusting as you go. Like you're flying, right? You're adjusting your flaps and everything to make sure that you're landing in a better place. But sometimes you bring, because you didn't allow enough time, you bring the same trauma and baggage from that relationship to this new relationship. You're not even giving this new person an opportunity. Because the minute they do something that reminds you of the other relationship, you're flipping out at 100. Because you're flipping out at 100 and not, hey, you're not starting at 0 to go to 5, to go to 10, to go to 20. You're flipping out at 100 because, and then the person's like, who are you fighting with? We've never had that argument. You're like, oh crap, it was the other relationship.
Wrong person.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Who? You always do that. I'm like, we met 2 days ago.
Who's you?
And what do you mean always? Always is a long time. You know what I mean? Who is we? And
And
yeah,
we is a
so
lot of people. What's happening?
that's when you start like, oh, no, check
Oh, here
please.
comes the passionate
We're
one.
done here. Yeah, we're done here. Exactly right.
¿Quién es más chismoso? No, let me
Oh.
rephrase that. Because you know what? Back in the days, I would have said women. But nowadays, ¿quién es más chismoso? ¿Quién le gusta los chismes más?
You know what I think? All throughout, everybody's messy. Like, especially with the people that I work with, their generation, I'm like, coño, pero este chimea igual que esta.
I think the
I'm like,
older we get more
wow.
chismoso.
And then this one knows furthermore. So tell me more. You know?
Yeah. I can't answer that because I know that if you brought me into a chisme, now you're gonna have to take me all the way through. You can't, like, you know, all of a sudden you cut me off. No, I need to hear how this novela ends.
I'm already invested.
Yeah.
And I remember one time years ago with you, Vic. I remember one time that a friend of mine and I were telling you a chisme, and we were like all in, and you're just staring at us and all in, and we're like, and then we like, you know, porque yo no puedo creer que ella dijo esto, tú puedes creer esto, and then you stop and you're like, so what do you guys think? Because we were saying, ¿qué persona más chismoso, right? And you will stop and you're like, and what do you think you guys are doing right now? And we looked at each other like,
Right.
oh, we're trying to give you a chisme, and you're like trying to correct us, and you're like, you didn't want to hear it, right? You didn't want to.
Because there was a time I'll say that there was a time that I would just be like, don't bring me chisme, don't bring me any, like, you know, comments about somebody else or whatever. Because I was totally about karma. You know, if you're doing that, not you, my sister, but like if you're someone that I don't know that well at work, let's say, and you're bringing me stuff about this person that I barely know, the first thing I think is then you're bringing them something about me, right? Not my sister or not my family members. It's always like that's the way I see it. But I would always bring that to my house as well, to my personal life. I would say karma. I don't want any of whatever's happening on that end to start over here, or for that person to hear that we were chismeando and now I got a problem. Now I got, ustedes están hablando de nosotros. So I was always like, nah, whatever. But that was then, because now I don't care. I'm at that age where I don't care. Dame el chisme. I want to hear it. Yo saco mi popcorn y dime, ¿qué pasó? Y después,
¿Y después?
Y después, y ella le dijo, ¿qué? Y andaba con quién, y la encontraron. Ay, Dios mío, y después.
Y el chat de nosotros, ¿qué tal?
Right. I'm totally about it now, because now it's like, if you're doing something that's worth a chisme, we're going to talk about it.
I think guys are better at keeping that secret. I think you guys are better at keeping it. We might share with friends. We might be like
that's a good point, because that is something that I'm known for. Like especially at home, like somebody will say something in a group, and they'll say, "Yeah, Victor knew," and my wife will look at me like, "What do you mean you knew? You knew this?" And I'm like, "Well, you know that I don't say anything. I don't move the chisme forward. I'll hear it. I'll listen to it. I'll ask you questions. I'll get all involved, but I won't move it forward."
I would have been like, yo no sabía que eso era chisme. I thought you were just singing in passing.
I thought everybody knew that.
Se olvidó.
I can only work so long.
Mm-hmm.
I can only work so long.
I've done that before. Oh, but you knew that. Oh, I was just told in passing. I forgot.
Definitely. I don't. But I'll say this: there are guys that when they hear, even if the conversation is in the vicinity, right? So they're not involved. We're not talking to them. They're in the vicinity. They'll jump in with whatever they know, like from far away. Like you're not even inviting them into the conversation, and they'll add all this stuff, and you're like, "The tipo sabe." It's like, "I'm yo."
I have one in my job that he does that. Like we're working, and then a conversation could be happening about something, and you hear him, "Yeah, because us. Would you stop rubbernecking?"
Yeah, he's all up in it, right?
Get back to work, coño.
Yeah. Dile que no vamos nada. Estoy hablando, tío.
Concho.
I'm waiting for her to knock on the door. That's not what I said.
I keep wanting for her to enter the scene and be like,
no. I told her, listen, don't be Chrissy Teigen trying to jump into John Legend's interview.
Hello.
She actually be doing that all the time. They'd be interviewing him and she'd come out the side, hey. Tía, no te están hablando. No es para ti la cosa. You can't play the piano. Get out of the way.
Oye, ¿y cuál es el secreto que el hombre dominicano, voy a decir dominicano porque I see that in a lot of the Dominicans, ¿cuál es el problema? Que
Pero así
iba a
que,
decir
¿cuál es el
ustedes,
problema?
iba a decir ustedes, que ustedes los dominicanos, es importante que nosotros las mujeres le demos un título. Why is it so important for guys to feel like they run this shit at home in front of their boys? Why is that important?
Explícame eso.
O sea,
Oh,
Como que le dé su puesto.
sí, no, supuesto. Como si,
como una demanda, como
no,
que
como que le dicen, like,
tráeme la cerveza.
sí, dame la cerveza que está allí. Y you're like, what? You know, like, kind of like that. Like, yo soy el hombre, yo soy quemando, you know, whatever. Even if at home, they know the real deal. What?
That's from, and this is what I'm saying. Para mí, eso tiene que ver con
La mujer.
la generación y la cultura del hombre de quien se está hablando. Because yo en mi casa no me atrevo a decir,
He means César.
yo no me atrevo a decir, mira tú, tráeme una cerveza.
De que delante de los
Di que
homeboys.
delante de la visita. I'll get it right back. No, la cerveza me llega, pero no me va a llegar ni que me la dieron. No me la dieron. Me la tiraron. Oye, uno tiene que conocer su pareja.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo no. Pero this is what I mean. Si tú en una de esas, and this might be out of character for you, sis. Si tú en una de esas, una sola vez,
Le meto una galleta.
que él te. No, tú estás muy,
Oh,
tú
that's
estás muy violenta.
I'm sorry, go.
She's ready.
Una de esas canciones que tú te ahí hay gente que tú se la, como dicen la gente, que tú se la armes ahí mimito, right? Que él diga, tráeme la botella, párate tú ya y búscala, tú que yo soy una burra, or whatever you say, right? Y arranque por ahí. That disrespect, you're gonna have a big fight about it, but he won't do that ever again.
Well, he doesn't do that anymore. I'm just saying.
So you did something.
Yeah, yo le pegué la ¿cómo que tú dices?
La galleta que tú estás hablando.
No, la galleta.
El titúa.
Porque tú estás
He
así.
started laughing, like when he did, because in the beginning I would be like, you know, and I would tell him like, yo, D, please, you know, in the beginning, and he didn't know how to do that. And then eventually I just started laughing in his face, like, ay, qué lindo. Sí, cuando tú me aprendas a pedir, you know, so then he stopped doing that. I'm just
There
saying,
you go.
You know,
So you are doing it. Exactly what you're doing is what I'm saying. You know, I'm making a joke that you se la arma like in a disrespectful way, but you did it in a way that he gets the point. And that's what I mean. Like, people are trainable. No matter what, I don't care what culture you're bringing. If he finds out that you're gonna embarrass him or you're gonna scream at him in front of people, yeah, he's not gonna do that no more.
Que no me
Write that
toque
down,
uno
Brie.
de esos, no.
Write that down, Brie.
Vamos a ver, pero mi amor, ¿qué pasó con tu pie y tus manos? ¿Te pusiste retardado? ¿Qué fue? Dime,
Sí.
¿qué fue? ¿Está inválido? No, voy a ver la novela. Bye.
However,
I knew there was a but.
to me, I'm saying, I guess the way I would see it, I would think of it is there's a difference between doing that with somebody you're dating and somebody that you're already hitched to. Because he can't go nowhere. Cesar can't go nowhere. When she pulled that, he we're married. We're done. He ain't going nowhere. If you're dating somebody and you do that and they don't like it, then they have their choice to leave. But that's what dating is for. Yeah, that's what dating is for. It's like if you don't like that, or if you're that type of man and you don't like that I am not that type of woman, then this is your opportunity to go or make the adjustment.
So one thing for sure, any guy that I've dated, they could say I'm a nurturing woman. You know, I am. If I like you and I like, how we are, I'll treat you like a prince. You know, I'll make sure you're well. We could stay home. I'll cook. But when it feels forceful or it feels like, como que una obligación, ahí que tenemos un lío.
Yeah.
I'm like, espérate. Y entonces, you know.
I get that, yeah.
Ahí está.
We're not slaves to nobody.
Exactly, you know.
Right.
So me and my brother, we were having a discussion about that. Él me dice a mí, tú tienes que estar dejando saliendo con estos gringos. You have to date your own kind. I'm like, what you mean? He said, no. In the Bible, you see how that's what they told the Jewish people, stay with the Jewish people. You need to be with Dominicans. They're the only ones that understand you. I'm like, I may just kill a Dominican. they're not gonna understand me. I'm too
This is that moment
Americanized.
where you put that thing you do, that music. Boom. You know what I'm talking about? It's the truth. Dominican culture, and I'm not saying anything that people haven't written about, documented everywhere. Dominican culture, like a lot of Latin American cultures, is very masculine and very I don't even know what the word, very dominant.
Patriarch,
As far as
I guess.
the male, yeah, very very machista, right?
Very machista, yeah.
But we're not in the DR.
You in my territory,
That's the first
boy.
thing I say. We're not in the DR. We're not in whatever, name the country. We're not there. You're here, and this is a whole different place.
Y aquí se come cheeseburger con totones.
Tampoco sé.
Oh, that's gross.
It's a lot of carbs.
Oh, have you ever had that?
No,
Burger with
no,
the
that's a
stone
heart
instead of
attack.
bread?
It's a heart attack.
Disgusting.
No, no.
It's so good.
Disgusting. You don't mix
No.
Dominican food with like that.
Yeah, you don't use totones as loaves of bread. No, eso
You
es para
guys know
tapar.
what you're missing.
Eso es para tapar. Eso es para no cagar más
¿Cómo?
nunca. Más nunca.
Hasta parte el.
Para taparte todo. Don't you have one coming up? What are you doing?
Oh gosh, yeah. Don't remind me.
Doo-doo.
I'm not looking forward to that. I thought I could skip it. I mean,
No,
we
we
already
can't be
figure
eating like that
out,
at this age. Hey, listen, I love food. Love food. But there's things that I'm like, no, I can see the heart attack. And I can see it in that meal right there. Is my sister frozen?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
No, I look like a
damn, you look
look,
frozen.
look. I should
Yeah,
just stay
I'm like,
still.
¿qué
I should
es
stay
eso?
still. I was
Okay.
listening to the whole patacon.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's called. I think what was
It's
it
a
called?
patacon, but I
Patacon
thought you
pisado.
meant like with an actual cheeseburger. You put it inside.
Yeah,
That's
no, not an
disgusting.
actual
Never mind.
cheeseburger with the
Oh.
bun.
Oh,
Like
the
No,
patacon.
you use the
tostone as
tostone
the
as
bun.
bread, and you put everything else in it.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
But it's usually the tostones are the bread, and then you have
The
pernil, melted cheese, everything that can cause a heart attack.
I'm gonna die happy. It's
Like
okay.
You're gonna die
almost did.
soon.
Like you almost did.
You keep doing that.
Once it's every 6 months, no, nah. I do remember back then when we were like more involucrado entre la prima and all that stuff that you taught me something new. You had taught me something new then. And actually it had helped my relationship, but
Whoa.
I was wondering
You
if
can-
people still feel the same way, like when it comes to showing affection. I remember that you said that men have their way of showing affection, versus how women want to receive affection. That if a dude comes and slaps you in the butt
Wow.
and keeps walking, that's affection.
That's
And
deep,
that's that's a man's way of showing his love and whatever.
Mhm.
Because at first, I remember with my ex Ricky, he used to always slap my butt all the time. And I'm like, contra de salte de mi culo, ya, concho, leave that, hug me instead.
Those are
But
two
then
different
now-
conversations right there.
Yeah.
Salte de mi culo
She's going-
and affection. Two different conversations. You really this
Salte de mi culo.
colonoscopy is really affecting you, I gotta say. It's a lot of ass talk.
Salte de mi culo. No, they should take me out to do it first, bro. I mean, come on, man. That's so personal.
No, so
And they wanted to go the other end too, también por la boca. And I'm like, no. One
Ahí se
thing at a
va,
time.
por ahí se va, tú bebé. So I will say, I repeat what I always say. Definitely, and now we know, and that was back then that we talked, right? A long time
Oh
ago.
my God, yes.
Before the whole conversation happened about love languages, because now there's a title to it, right? Back then I didn't know that way of expressing it, but it's love languages, and it's not necessarily that men do it this way. It's now I've learned that it's men and women have their different ways of showing that affection, whatever their love language is. But the trick is not to know your love language. It's to learn your partner's love language and do it. Because if you have your love language, and your love language may be, let's say it's what's the physical touch, right? There are men that are married to women because people always think like the man is always, the horny, the dog, whatever. There are men that are married to women who the woman is the one that's always wanting to get physical touch. And the man's love language is
Action.
signs of service, right? Whatever that, I forget what the actual title is, but signs of service. And so now you have a woman that's constantly looking for maybe, for intimacy and for for sexy time and all that. The guy is showing her his affection by taking care of the
light
house,
bulb before the brother comes.
taking care of the house, right? Doing things for the house. Or you can reverse that, right? You have a guy who's constantly looking for touch and affection and slapping the culos. But the wife is someone whose love language is acts of service. She just wants you to take out that garbage. You grab a broom and she walks in from outside and she sees you mapeando, whatever. Vamos para arriba. Vamos para arriba. Yeah. Wait, let's take care of this right now. This is what turns me on. So the trick is like, so if I am a physical touch person and my wife is an act of service, I can't be looking for her constantly to be giving me, I can't be giving her physical touch as the acts of service for her. That's not gonna do anything for her. Agarra un mapo, coge el vacuum clean, levanta la cama, go under it. But be smart, dude. Espera que she's around. So she sees you, para que vea los músculos levantando la cama. Y la mira.
That's sassy.
La mira. En los ojos, make eye contact. Tú
estás viendo.
Está viendo lo que yo hago por ti. I don't even like doing this.
Because you guys tend to like, ¿cómo te digo? Misinterpret what we say a lot of times, like in the sense of like, I'll be like to my husband, ay, vámonos para abajo a ver televisión que estoy cansada. To me, that's what I mean. Vámonos para abajo a ver televisión que estoy cansada. To him, by the time I go downstairs, he's naked. He's naked. By the time I go downstairs, and I'm like, ¿qué rayo? He's like, yeah, I get it. I get it.
Dice que dale para abajo.
Now, for your listener, you have to explain why you're saying para abajo and I say para arriba, because right, your bedroom is downstairs. My bedroom is upstairs. So we mean the same thing, but I say vamos para arriba, and you're saying
still sounds.
Which is like, all right, here we go.
Nosotros hablamos de eso hoy mismo, mi esposa y yo, that yo estaba manejando, estábamos de camino por un sitio, y yo tenía el brazo, right, yo tengo un brazo agarrando el
guía.
The steering wheel, guía, y el otro, like, leaned up against her seat, y estamos hablando, and she goes, I gotta take my mom to the restaurant. The restaurant's like a 30 to 45-minute ride. I'm already tired from everything that we did. So now in my head, I'm already calculating, tenemos aquí ahora another hour and a half before I can get back and take a nap, right? So ella, because my love language is physical touch, ella sabe lo que tiene que hacer, right? So meaning, yo tengo la mano así, so ella me dice, I'm going to pretend this is her hand, okay? She goes, I got to take my mom to my mother's, to the restaurant. You want to come with me? And she already knows. I'm like, hell no, yo no quiero acordar. And she goes, you want to come with me? Wait. She goes, you want to come with me? Please. And so I look at her and I go, lo saco. She knows. The minute she does anything, I'm already about arriba. Is it now? Is it happening right now?
He did the squeeze.
No, damn, can we just cuddle? Like, no, we can't just cuddle. No, we can't just cuddle.
You just press that button, girl.
She totally like grabbed my nipple and like ran around. The answer is yes, but when are we? She's like, later.
Oh my God. That's her later. Tell her to put a sticky so she remembers.
Yeah, later. See, no, I'm going to remind her. She knows I'm going to be at the door. She'll be using my daughter. Sofía, ven para arriba, please.
I do that too.
Venga a ver cartoons aquí.
I do that too.
No, Sofía. Stay downstairs.
Oh my God. I do that too.
You ever seen the meme of, what's his name, from Blackish?
Oh, Anthony?
Anthony Anderson, where he's like,
yes, with
he's
the
like
little side window
cleaning, but he's actually looking at the person. And that's me waiting for her. Just when she makes a promise, ahorita. I'm like, okay, ahorita.
Oh my God.
No te olvides. Porque a ti se te olvida la cosa.
The promise is a promise.
Well, I do have one final question for you. I don't know if you have another one, Brie, but my final question of this battle thing. Is it wrong to go through each other's phone?
Ooh.
Now, I know you didn't think we were going to spill all the tea in one show. No, señores, cálmense. Así que tune in next week for part 2 of the Battle of the Sexes para que sepan la respuesta a esta y a otras preguntas que van a poner esta conversación on fire.